There you go.
Hi everyone, Sarah here from the Paper Cut. It's Thursday night, so we're live with our Thursday night demo. First things first, always I can see me. And do you have your volume off, Mom?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we do have sound and we have vision, so that's good. So anyways, Thursday night, it is the 4th of August. I am working on my recap email. I'm almost done. I'm hoping to actually get it out tonight. Now in there, besides a recap, we also are talking about the warehouse sale. So we have a warehouse sale in September. In person is the 17th of September, which is a Saturday. We also do classes on the 16th. And then we'll have our virtual warehouse week the 19th through the 24th, I think it is. So that is in the newsletter. We're doing something a little bit different with our Friday classes. So I don't know how many of you are out there that come on Fridays. But our Friday classes, before COVID, they started to get really busy and we had like an overflow room and we had them going all day long. And sometimes I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off.
Oh, they're seeing the background sign, but they're not seeing you. I wonder why. Yeah, I see the same thing.
Okay, so hang on a second.
Okay.
Hang on. But they can hear me?
Yep.
Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so let's hang on one second. Just going to try and get that camera working. Oh, that's my overhead camera. Okay, so hang on. Can you go stand back there, Mom?
Sure.
We haven't had this in a while.
All right.
Okay, so hang on one second. My mom's going to go back there and wave at you.
Okay.
Oh, yep, there she is. Okay. All right.
You got it working.
Yep, got it working. So
Good
we
deal.
didn't even have to restart.
All right.
So that's good. Now I'm going to trade spots with her. Yay! Here I am. So anyways, what I was saying was our warehouse sale is coming up in September. Newsletter, July recap, and a little bit of information will be coming out hopefully tonight, if not tomorrow morning early. Anyways, our Friday classes, I was saying that before COVID, we had, tons of people. We had a wait list. We had an overflow room. It was just getting chaotic. So then we didn't have them in 2020. 2021 we did, but it was a much smaller version. And we didn't sell out, and I think that was, partially because of COVID. Maybe because you can do it online. So I'm trying something a little bit different this year. We're only having two classes during the day. Last year we did 2 classes during the day, same 2 classes at night. The nighttime ones were very light with not many people. So we're going to set up our make and takes on Friday night, where you can buy the make and take bundle and do those on Friday night. So you can choose from 2 different classes, do both of them, and the make and take kit. So in order to shop on Friday, you have to take some sort of class. And then if you're not able to make it on classes on Friday, you work, jobs are important. So we will offer our cards class on Saturday afternoon too. So anyways, there's a little bit of information in the email about that. Registration, I'm hoping to open up on the 15th. So this month in August, you will get 2 emails, one tomorrow or the next day, and one closer to right around the 15th when I open up registration. I'll also post it on Facebook too. So anyways, tonight we have this Peekaboo Shutter card kit. Today I posted it and some people said a magic iris. So there is a magic iris that goes on the front and it has 3 or 5 different ones. That one's a little bit more involved. I don't have a kit for that one. That's a Lawn Fawn die. So this one is just on the inside where the shutter kind of opens and closes. So it's not as in detail as the magic iris. I don't even know exactly what it's called. I'm calling it a Peekaboo Shutter card because the base of it is a shutter card. So let's go down to the table. So these are the 2
Okay, you're good.
down. Okay. These are the 2 that we're doing in the craft along on the 13th. I've been showing you this one, and I've been waiting because we had dies made for our bigger presses. So I've been waiting for those dies to get done so we could actually make the pieces so I didn't have to hand cut them.
Now Dale McAtura is saying the sound and the picture are not matching up. Oops.
That's got to be with internet or something. I don't know. Somebody let me know if you're having a trouble too. But anyways, so the other one that I just designed is this one. So that's the other one. But tonight I'm going to do one because honestly I've never taught this one. So I'm going to go through it tonight. Not one of these cards, a different one. And I pulled some pieces from my demo last week. So then I have some pieces all pre-cut using the little gnome guys again. Because those I kind of had as leftovers. So let's just go through the pieces. So we have our shutter card, which we did this one a couple weeks ago, and we made it into a shaker card. And then we have these two little guys, which are the shutter inserts, which go back and forth. And then we have this piece, which creates the circle around there. So if when I'm teaching this, if you're like, you should really say this, or you should, show it this way, let me know, because I've never taught this one before. And I'm teaching it during the Crafters Classroom on the 13th. So I kind of wanted to get a feel for it before I actually did it where people are working along. So yeah, if you have any constructive criticism on how I can make it a better experience for you, you let me know. Anyways, let's go. Oh, we do have it in black. I thought black would be kind of fun. And so normally they come in black, white, and cream. We did get dies made so you could actually cut your own out of different colors. Now I pulled a cream one, and I was going to use the black, but I couldn't find my silver pen to write on them. So we did special run some blue ones specifically for our Crafters Classroom next week. So these are the three pieces. We're going to start out with the shutter card. I like to decorate that first, just because I like to put my layers on while it's flat. Where if I put the whole thing together and then I'm trying to put the layers on the front, I'm doing it while I'm fighting this fold. So I am going to decorate the shutter card first before we dive into the peekaboo part. So let's just do that. Now, like I said, I pulled some stuff from my demo last week. I think we did this last week. So then I could, just easily just pull some pieces to do this card. So when I'm doing the front panels, which are these two panels right here, I like to cut them. I mean, you can stamp the whole thing together and then cut it, or you could cut your panels first and then stamp them. But in the class, we're going to do it where we put this whole thing together and then we cut it. So I do cut it to, depending, 2 by 5 3/8, or this one is going to be a little bit smaller than that because I already cut my red pieces for the sides. So I'm going to do one. Can't remember what I was supposed to do.
Jessie wants to know if she can make it without dies.
Yeah, you can make it without dies because we actually have them pre-die cut. Or you can save these as a template and then hand cut them out yourself. I did hand cut them out when I did them. Oh, excuse me, I got a frog in my throat. When I did them just to make the one sample, I cut it out myself without any measurements or anything, and boy, that was a pain in the butt. I cut a lot of them just to get them to slide together correctly, and the angle right. So I cut this 1.88 by 5.25, and I am going to go and brush blend my one side again. So, and then I'll have a couple panels for my front panels. I just need to start with that just to get that out of the way. And then we'll go to the inside, which is really the part that you guys want to see. So yeah, usually for my make and takes, well not usually, but sometimes for my make and takes, I start out with pieces that I've used, kind of before. Just because then I'm not reinventing the wheel. And I already have leftover pieces from other stuff, which is what I'm doing tonight. Because I can't show you the ones I'm going to do on the Crafters Classroom because we're actually going to do those. So if you do want to join along with the Crafters Classroom and make those 2 cards, and in that, excuse me, I got to get some water. I have some right here.
Right.
In that one, you do get 3 extra cards and the inserts and the circle piece, so then you can create your own. So we'll make the 2 cards in class, but then you'll also have some blanks that you can play with. So you're kind of getting some to play with plus some to do right away, instead of just playing with the 2 that we're doing and then you have to order. Well, I want you to order, but this way you can get some all at one time. And then you can order more during our warehouse sale. Now I can wait to decorate the front till later, but so there's our shutter card, and as long as I'm at it, I have some pieces that I already pulled aside for my front, so we'll just get that kind of out of the way. Plus, when I have something new, I'm never sure how long exactly it's going to take. Is
there still time to order the kit, Sarah?
There is still time to order the kit. It's on the class page, and it's the very first one. It says Peekaboo Shutter Card. So yeah, I pre-cut these. I kind of cheated a little. Had some stuff already a little bit done. Because during the craft along, I'll have, some of it done already anyways. So I'm going to use foam tape. Now when you're attaching to your shutter card and you're just attaching on one side, if I attach the whole thing, I'm taping my card shut. So I only want to put tape on half. And I'm just going to go ahead and do the quick and easy. And I have a little gnome guy. I do like the really tall one, but I use him a lot, so let's just mix it up and use a different one. I forgot how cute these little guys were. I used them in 2020 on a craft along. And yeah, they're super cute. I kind of get in other modes, and then when I went to the Christmas stuff, I'm like, oh yeah, I could do the little gnomes again. They were really popular, and they're cute. Not everybody likes gnomes, but I think they're cute. These guys are. So now, I did do a band on my birthday one, but on this one, we made a little closure to kind of keep it closed. So you could do that right down here. You could add something. You could add something in all 4 corners if you wanted. Like even a button, just to make a little closure. Or you don't have to, because it's going to go in an envelope. It's going to stay kind of closed. They're going to open it, and then they're going to see their little peekaboo. So let's go to the inside, because that's what we really want to see tonight. So we have the inside of our card, which is right there. And we have our shutter inserts. These pieces end up sliding together. And then we have our circle, which ends up going over the top. Now the first thing that we're going to do, these tape tabs, they actually fold and bend in, and the tape tabs are going to attach right at the top and at the bottom. We're only going to attach the top first, and you could attach the bottom first, but
Sarah, where is the gnome from?
the gnomes are from Rubbernecker. So we're going to attach this flush. I put tape on our tape tab. We're going to attach it flush to the top, and you want it as centered as possible. Now I didn't measure, I'm just eyeballing it. Oops. And with my black lines on there, it's sometimes hard for me to see the edges for flushness. we're attaching that. So now what's going to happen is once these guys are in here, they kind of meet in the middle and then they open up. And I attach that first so then I kind of know where my placement is going to be. So we're going to take these guys out. We're going to fold it down. We're going to get a pencil out. I'm going to do a Sharpie just because so you guys can see it. And we are going to just follow the edge of the circle, or if you wanted, now you can use a pencil so you're not making, you know, dark lines like I am. You could just do these three, but I'm going to follow the whole thing around. If you use a pencil, you won't see it on here. And the reason I did that is because then we know where this is being placed, because this is kind of the center. You're going to follow it across. And you're not going to see that line because our inserts are going to cover them up. Now, I could give you a measurement to measure down, and that would be like the exact measurement. But this way we are just going to eyeball it. So now we're going to put tape on top of our tape tab, line it up, well, kind of center it top to bottom, and then this piece is folding in.
Sarah, will there be any online only classes like in past years, for instance, Rubbernecker?
For the warehouse sale?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I'm still working. Yeah, for the warehouse sale, there will be online classes. It will be a repeat of the 2 in-house ones. So we'll have the cards, the other one, and then yes, we will have some mini classes. But I'm still working on those. So I don't have those totally lined up yet. It'll either be me teaching with specific companies, or if I can get a company. I know Rubbernecker is like traveling, so I don't know that they're going to work out this year. So anyways, so yes, it'll be the 2 main classes, cards, and then another one. Last year it was alcohol inks, which I taught in person. They will be also virtual. And then during that week, there will be 2 more or 3 mini classes. So I will have something going every night of the week, Monday through Friday. Saturday will end with the comment sold. So for virtual warehouse sale week, yes, it'll be the same as previously, where we have 2 main classes, some mini classes, and our comment sold. So for
when is the warehouse sale again?
The 17th is in person. Virtual is the 19th through the 24th. So now I'm going to put tape on top of my tape tab. Oops. Tape on top of my tape tab. You know, kind of center it top to bottom as much as you can. And I might give you a measurement too, just to measure. And then we're going to take our shutter card and fold that in. This tape is then going to stick to right here where the X's are. So we're going to fold that in. Then we're going to open it up, and our score is right there, and we're going to fold back on our score. Okay. Now we're going to do the same thing with the other one. And now we can just kind of follow this because it should form a square. And you should be kind of flush with the top edge. So we're going to do the exact same thing. Tape, and I'm going to do this again because I'm going to do it on my real one. Right now I'm doing it on my demo one. So we put tape on our tape tab, line it up with the score, make our little square, which we should be flush on the top and the bottom, fold our shutter card in, open it up, and then we have our score, and we're going to fold in. Now, they can sit on top, both top and bottom, or you can flop one. And that's where they, and see, they just pop open. What we're going to do is we're going to take this piece, put tape on our tape tab, and then we're just going to tuck that under. And there we have our shutter. So that's the basics of that shutter mechanism. So now let's do it with my real one. Now if I wanted to stamp on this, I could. And I actually am going to stamp on my
You have the measurements for the first card, Sarah?
shutter pieces. The measurements, I don't have the measurements for all of the pieces. I have the measurements just because I know them in my head for my layers right here, but I don't have I don't have these measurements memorized yet. But these are, the red was 2 by 5 3/8, and then the green was 1 7/8 by 5 1/4.
Wait a minute. The red was 2 by 5 3/8, and the green?
2 by 5 3/8, and then 1 7/8 by 5 1/4.
Green 1 7/8
by 5 1/4. And those are for the outside panels. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to attach this. I put tape on my tape tab, attach it flush to the top edge, as centered as possible. Okay, and now my shutters, I am going to stamp those. I should have done that while I was doing my other stamping.
So, do you have pre-cut sets of these papers so we can make our own?
Yes, we do. We don't have them online yet because, like I said, we just finished them. So they will be going online this weekend or next week before we actually, this is just a sneak, but next week before we teach them in the Crafters Classroom, we will be putting these online. And they will be a kit in either white, cream, or black. Or we will have the dies available. I'm still waiting for the sample dies to come, where you can cut this piece and you can cut the circle piece. So then you have that, and I have a stamp here. Yep. So then you can die cut them out of pattern paper or whatever you want. I probably should stamp over my tape tab, but I'm gonna. I just wanted this patterned. Should have done it first because then it would be all nice and dry. Okay. So there we go. So now remember, I have that. I'm going to put tape on top of my tape tab. Oops, first things first, I almost forgot. I'm going to trace this. This time I'm using a pencil because this is my actual card. So you guys might not be able to see that pencil mark as good. And I think during when I finished the actual instructions, I did write them for the craft along, but you know, this helps me going through and doing it. I'm going to give you an actual dimension right here for on the sides and going down. Because some people don't eyeball as good as others. Some days my eyes don't work as good as others either.
Mine hardly ever. Oh, God.
So I'm going to fold that in, then fold it back. There's a score right there. Fold that back. Then I'm going to go to my other side. And again, I'm going to put tape on the top tab. They should be flush with the other one, and they should form a little square right there. I'm going to fold that in. I'm going to fold it back. I've got my score right there. I'm going to fold on my score. Now, this was kind of the tricky part that I wasn't exactly sure how I'm going to do, because if you're doing something and you have the actual stamp, you could take and you could stamp your words or whatever it is right through here. Okay? And then we know it's perfectly centered. In class, you don't have the stamps. So I gave you like a swatch. So we need to kind of lay that in there and lay it down with adhesive. Or you could take Scotch tape on the top and the bottom. but I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive. But yeah, Scotch tape on the top and the bottom would probably work too. But I'm just going to kind of hold it in there. This is like what I find is the tricky part, because we're not stamping it through the window. So there, we attached that down. But yeah, Scotch tape, because you're not going to see it anyways, depending on how wide this is, you wouldn't see a piece of Scotch tape up there. Anyways, now we need to take our circle piece, put tape on our tape tab, I should have stamped something red on here. That would be really fun. There we have our shutter. I did cut this to, or 'tis the season to be jolly. I'm going to snip a little bit off. I think this piece is, actually I'm going to snip more off. I'm going to snip it right up to my words. This piece I think is 3 1/8. So I am going to take a piece of red and I'm going to cut it to 3 1/8. But yeah, if we would have stamped a red pattern on there, or maybe one of these times we'll do it where we make an overlay for this that sits right on top of there. And you can use even a circle that's slightly smaller than this one. This is slightly bigger than 2 1/2, so we could use a 2 1/2 inch circle and make an overlay. So maybe we'll do that one of these times, show you how to make an overlay for this piece. And if we use a slightly smaller circle, it's okay, because we've got a little bit of room to play in there. That's actually a good idea. And in my...
Are you selling blank kits, Sarah?
I am, but not right now. They'll be on the website this weekend. They come in white, cream, and black. In this one I used foam tape, and that made it kind of really bulky. So try not to use too much foam tape on the inside. But yes, I will have blank kits that will include, I'll show you the pieces in 1 minute again.
And they'll be on the website this weekend?
I'm going to try and get them on this weekend. You know, and then you can decorate stuff here. You can't have anything on here that extends past here, because this folds in like that. So on our birthday one, I did take and I slid my candles kind of underneath there, and I do have some images right here, but they had to cut off right here because they bend right there. So yeah, the pieces of the kit will include a shutter card, which has your 2 scores on it, the circle panel, oops, that one I got green ink on, I'll turn it over, and 2 inserts. So these are the pieces per card. It'll probably be a 5-count kit: shutter card, circle panel, and then 2 of the inserts. And it'll be in white, black, or cream. I think the black will be really fun because it'll kind of outline. Oh, and I didn't do that on this one. You can have them both be, you know, on top, or you can kind of feed them top and bottom, have them opposite on the top and the bottom. So anyways, that is our Peekaboo shutter card. What time is it?
It is
6:32. Okay, well that's good, because in the Crafters Classroom we're doing 2 of them. We have a little bit more work because we're making striped paper.
Is the shutter card 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 folded?
Yes, the shutter card is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So yeah, this is the shutter card. When it folds, it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and then it meets in the middle. So yeah, I have an hour to do 2 of them on Saturday, so that worked out good. If anybody didn't understand anything while I was going, please comment and let me know, like, you didn't explain this or explain this better, or, you know, if you were thinking anything that will help me out explaining it next week, that would be wonderful. So thank you for joining me. We will get these online, and you will get your recap email tonight or tomorrow. So